locally as well, I believe. So we're all good now. So we're here from Sharksburger, trying to get, trying to, I guess, hold back a little bit. Don't get too excited about game day just yet because we're only on Monday, but it is game week and we're gearing up for that. We want to get into thanking our sponsors that bring you Inside Raider Nation as well as sponsor Rouse football throughout the season. And that is Rudy's Barbecue, The Crossover, Smile Doctors, Chaparral Ice, Jamie Armstrong eXp Realty, Yard Bash,
One Touch Point, Covert Cadillac, Lacombe Chiropractic, Texas Medical Advisors, Rock Springs, and Texas Regional Bank.
and of course our host here, Sharks Burgers, feeding the frenzy, and they're hopefully going to feed these guys over here that look a little bit hungry. QB1 looks a little hungry. Dash, he's probably tired of eating the Sharks Burger. I don't know. He said he'll try to muster some down. Got to gear up for Thursday, right? A man of few words, isn't he?
Few words. A lot of action.
A lot of action, few words. You also want to mention the online auction. It runs until August 29th. A lot of good items there. Kendra Scott Pennant. I think there's some vacations, like a golf outing, and a package for Chaparral Ice. It's valued at like $2,300. A lot of items on there. You can find them on the rousefootball.org website. It will take you there, and you can bid on those items. That will all go to help all the programs at for Rouse football.
Yeah, it's some amazing stuff there. There's so much there. When I would definitely jump on it if I could, but I can't be in the position I'm in. But definitely need to get out there and start bidding now.
So we will run down through that list, hopefully during the show, but we got a packed full show here. We're going to start out with some of the highlights from the game or the scrimmage against Westwood, and we'll go through those and kind of talk about those and talk about overall the scrimmage and how it went.
Yeah, I thought the scrimmage overall went well. It's a lot of things that we were looking for as a staff to get established. Got our ones in, got a lot of reps with them. Had a few bumps and bruises that went along that forced us to rotate some guys around, which challenged us as coaches and challenged some of our players. That was good. And then we got to see a lot of our depth. We put a lot of different guys in as the rest of the scrimmage continued to see what guys are ready now and where we got to coach up the rest to get them ready in case they have to come up, whether it's some of the JV guys that stayed up with us or some, twos and threes on the varsity that may be potentially fighting and getting into those opportunities to see where they play. And, there was times they did really well, and there was times we saw some coachable moments. So we were excited overall coming out of the scrimmage.
Yeah, very physical. We got to watch the offensive linemen and the D-line go at it.
That's always fun.
And that's interesting, and you get to see the guys in the trenches that don't get a lot of credit, but we definitely were able to watch them, and it was really good. So Coach Hayhurst and Coach Ellison, Coach Noble, obviously Coach Crimpine doing a good job with those D-line and offensive linemen. We're going to jump right into the highlights, Cody, as we'll start. Get first scrimmage. In this one, I believe the first one is going to be a defensive play. So I knew that would play to you. We'll watch it here. We'll watch that number 36. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, little
He's
Zach
got some
McComb.
hands.
Great job of flipping his hips, getting in space, found the curl route, got underneath it. I believe that was about the third play of the scrimmage, so that was super exciting to see that happen for Zach. Again, good find, good reroute by the outside backers. Safeties were in good spot, and, man, the only thing that would have made that better would have been a touchdown out of it, but we'll take the INT.
Yeah, in this play here, you can watch the safety come down, and this was probably one of the hardest hits we saw in the game.
Yeah. Oh, Jacob Fields, it's coming down. Yeah, there's no doubt. A great job of gap assignment. We get real close there, and then there's the safety. They're doubling the outside, which frees the safety up. He's got to come make that play. That's hard to do because you got to read run or pass right now and decipher that, because if you're wrong, it could be big behind you. But that's a great job. Jacob's a veteran. That's the kind of play I believe that was a third down situation too that he made that play on, which is like 3rd and 3. Stuff them. We're off the field. That was awesome.
So the next one, obviously, we're going to stick with the defense here.
Yeah.
And Christian Lyons, you can see him right there at the bottom of the screen. Just fill that hole there.
I was happy with that. That's a great play with Christian. We wanted to see him really come on, being his first time to get the start on a Friday or Thursday night scrimmage and, see if the lights were big or not, and they weren't. He did a great job. That was a big play for us.
And here you've got the stable of running backs. This is Marcus Waldman bring it to the outside.
Really happy. Mark is really, that's his first big night of playing up, and I thought he did a great job. We did a good job of wrapping. He got through the one defender that we read on a lot of those plays and took it for a 15-yard gain. So super excited on that play.
All right, here's another offensive play, and I think this time we're going to watch number 2. You can see him at the top of the screen, and this is probably
Great protection. That was what key. To throw that over, you got to have a little time. We had great protection. Mason was able to settle, get it to 2 going in space. Good things happen.
You can see it really good here as he runs that route. Good job by Mason just to find that pocket right in there and right past the linebacker.
Love seeing teammates getting downfield blocking. And we did a great job of blocking down the field on some of his bigger plays, but not getting the illegal blocks. So I was real excited about our effort on that.
I think this one is another defensive play. I think it's Jason O'Reilly gets involved here. He's top of the screen there.
Yeah,
the
number
left
90.
end.
Yeah, the left defensive end. He's going to come off. I believe this is when he gets his hands on.
Boom.
No, it's a sack. That was a sack. He had a batted ball, I think, the play before. Big sack there, which means, when you were able to get it, he got a good rush, got on the good. But our coverage was great in the great spots. You see him get off, gets the arms off, gets the lean. Bang, big play.
It's that little rip. I know
Yeah,
Coach
I like
Ellison.
the little rip, yeah.
Now we got some outside linebacker here.
Yeah, caught him off the edge. Great timing. He does a good job of that. Jace times his blitzes so well. And those offensive tackles get their eyes down on the inside because they see him out there, and they don't identify it. He comes off the edge, makes a big play. Man, this was a fun play. I mean, you just almost let the tape run. I mean, But when we get to the tight, this is just great because you can see this. And what I love is the backside hustle you'll see out of Jalen. Offensive lineman down on the field. Gets in front. Doesn't do anything aggressive to get that illegal blind side. But watch Donnie at number 6 at the top of the screen right here. This is a pancake block by a wide receiver. Locks on, drive, bang, into the ground. That set that up. I mean, look at Hayden Wood trotting down there and just.
And you see Jalen sprinting about 30 yards to get down there.
Come on, get over here. I got you. And Troy, I mean, just doing some of that. I mean, it's so fun to see. This was one of those, if you gave it, I think it would have hit. Oh, this is, okay, that was the end zone of the next play. Sorry. Yeah, that's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Looking pretty fast right there. Great job up front. Again, that's, what we talked about last week, people. You start slinging it out to Troy, Jalen, Corey, Donnie, those guys. You start getting these blocks up front. There's, again, the outside defender that we like to read on that. He sat out there a little. Mason felt like he sat long enough. And if you get 22 any kind of grease out there, he's likely not to be caught. He's going to be a special player. Then we get to reward him here, pound it into the goal line right here. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That was me. I was thinking of his other touchdown.
We get to the next one here, and this is Randy Moss, a.k.a. Jalen Becerra.
What a great ball, too. And, I mean, that's so hard. He's faking right and flips his hips and throw left. That's so hard to figure out.
Of course, this one, I mean, you have many options, but when you have a big target like that, just throw it at the back of the end zone, Nick Hudson.
And, again, what I really loved about this play, obviously you can see us getting a little more creative in some of our motions and directions. We're really trying to hit Cannon off. We really thought that would be the guy that's open. So Mason just didn't force the throw, looked, reset his feet. Protection was outstanding. Here's another safety coming downhill. Ashton Davis, we talked about him several times last week. I've told reporters, watch, this guy's going to be that other safety. Again, great fit.
Angle.
Outside backers taking on 2. That frees him up. That was a third down play that got us off the field as well for our ones in the live scrimmage portion. So really you saw a lot of great things from a variety of players. There's a couple other highlights. Corey had a big touchdown. Couldn't put it on there for a couple of reasons. I couldn't reward him with it, even though it was a great over-the-turn shoulder catch. Corey had 2 touchdowns as well in the scrimmage, Simmons. And so I thought our offensive line, we were rotating a lot of guys and saw a lot of good things out of them, and now it's just a matter of time. First defense performed what we thought. I liked our second defense when they got in the quarter. We had 2 stops, and we jumped off sides on the third down, gave them a first, and Westwood gained some momentum there, and so that was a learning opportunity for some of those young guys. And then they kind of got their heads down, and they started you go into that adverse situation. That was good for them. We kept them out there. We weren't going to pull them. Said keep them going. They're the guys that we're going to have to play with later at some point. So good there. I thought we exited okay in special teams. I thought the kickers kicked well. We didn't quite do as well as a job up front on PAT. We got that fixed this morning, so I feel really good there. I thought we punted the ball exceptionally well. Jalen got a cannon on that leg, man. He was booming a couple. So super excited about that when you have an athlete back there. Gates also went one to the left. So I was real excited how we protected on that. Now we just got to make sure we're finalizing those details in the special teams.
Yeah, and it's a good look for you guys as coaches to be able to see some of those players in those moments. Like you said, you got a lot of twos, got a lot of action, so they got a lot of film to be able to see kind of where they're at. And this is a good starting point. And even Burnett, even Anderson, even Weiss, those are non-district games. Yes, we want to win all of those, but really that's to prepare you for that tough district season. That's when it counts, and that's when you're going to need those guys. So as much film as they have, but like you said, I think early on, you said coachable moments. There were a lot of them, but then there were also some really good things. I mean, I still believe the dark horse is the defense.
Oh, yeah.
I think people just underestimate them. You know, I know the special teams will get sorted out. Coach Pels, who we're going to talk to a little bit later, is going to get them sorted out because that's a really high point. That third phase of the game always comes back to haunt you if you're not prepared. And last season, I don't know that it'll happen again this season, and I'm not going to call it out, but that onside kick to start the 2020 season, as crazy as that year was, that was probably par for the course.
Par for the course.
Yeah, I mean, that
we
you
might
had
have
to
a
do
few
something.
trick up our sleeves. Well, and going back to Westwood, they tried to trick us. They tried to fake a punt, and we stuffed it. Now, I was maybe just excited about that we were that focused on our keys on that punt.
Yeah.
And our defense fit. They didn't just fell out of there and give them some momentum. We stuffed it, did a great job. I didn't like how our ones came out in the quarter. They kind of got flat, standing around, and we go a while in that quarter. I've seen some scrimmages where it's 8-8, 6-6, 8-8, 6-6 quarter, go home, and I get that. Sometimes you just want to get home and get safe, get some banging on your guys, but we try to get some work done, and especially I love it because you get to work your depth, and that was so big for us.
Yeah, it was a good scrimmage overall, and you know, typical bumps and bruises that come with the scrimmage, but a lot to build off of and get excited about game week now, where you get to the Friday, you know, the lights get to turn on at the Bible Stadium.
Yeah, it's time to turn attention. Our big message that we had, and I know we'll talk more about Burnett after the break, but big message coming out of that is you can't eat an elephant all in one bite. You got to just piece by piece, slowly by slowly do it. And for us, that means we can't worry. I know we've got some guys down, some injuries. We're always going to be battling with COVID and those things, and on top of other illnesses. It's not like everything else disappeared. We still got other things that are out there, so we're battling all those deals. At the end of it, though, the only thing that matters right now is beating Burnett.
Yeah.
We can't get into our hype or what the Statesman or Flex or any of those groups are ranking us or talking about us or wanting us to believe in. All we need to believe in is Burnett, because if not, they have a lot of pride, a lot of tradition, a lot of history at Burnett, Texas, and they're going to want to come out and get after us. And why not upset us? Why not go beat the number 9 ranked team? Yeah. They got all the billboard. Everybody's doubting you. Everybody's going to pick us. Is it by 20? We better come prepared, or we're going to be having to have a different conversation next Monday.
Yeah, probably won't be a very pleasant show, and the highlights will be pretty quick, but nonetheless, we will talk about that coming up. So we're going to take a break, and on the backside of that break, we will have Coach Pels and, I believe, Anthony.
Yeah, we got
Hornsby.
Anthony Hornsby, and then we got Dash and Zach as well if we want to get all the linebackers together.
We'll get all the linebackers up here. So we'll break to commercial real quick. When we come back, we will have more of Inside Raider Nation live here from Sharksburger at the Cold Springs Shopping Center.
Yeah, packed house.
The packed house
Love
tonight. Come on out, grab you a burger, and watch the show live. We will be back right after this. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation live here from Sharksburger in the Cold Springs Shopping Center. And I have the privilege and the honor to be sitting next to Coach Pelz.
How are you today, Sonny? Nice to be here.
I am good, Coach. I am good. Season number, how many years is this now?
This is year number 29.
29. We're going to make it to 30?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. 31, 32.
That's pushing it. But
We'll have to see. We're just going to do 29 right now.
we're going to go year by year from here on out.
Yes. Maybe even week by week, month by month. You know, as we get older, Coach, we got to think that
understand.
way sometimes, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I have to ask you, what was the surge and why was it so important for special teams, not only last year but again this year? I think it kind of lost its luster maybe a little bit of that sticker on the helmet of special teams, and you just revamped it, and it became such an integral part of the Rouse Raiders last year.
Well, you know, Josh came to me the spring before and asked me if I'd do it. And it's just some of it's my mentality. Mm-hmm. If I'm in charge of something, I'm going to put everything into it. I told Josh we needed extra time in practice, which he gave us. The kids bought into it. And when your kids buy into what you're doing, that's the biggest thing. It doesn't matter if it's special teams, offense, defense. Kids buy in, they're going to do well. And that's what happened.
And you even saw Sam Giebelhaus, senior, on special teams out there making tackles. Corey Simmons is part of special teams. Ashton Davis. These guys are now starters this season. But as a backup quarterback on the field, and you're like, what? I mean, that's the mentality, I think, that changed. And everybody always asks, what was the secret to the big turnaround? And, you know, Coach May is going to say to coaching staff and the players, it was a culture that was built. It's been building for years. And maybe it was COVID. They got a lot of people's attention and made you realize, hey, let's take advantage of that moment, that time, because it could be taken away from you.
Yes, sir. That's a fact. And even this year, I've got kids that are going to start that they were asking. I'm on special teams, right, Coach? So that's a good thing to have, you know.
Yeah. It's that sense of pride. Now, I like it being, you know, father of a kicker. It's always good. Kickers are people, too. You like them sometimes. Sometimes we're like, what are you doing? What are you thinking?
Exactly. They have their own time and their own mentality. You know, but both of our kickers are doing a tremendous job, and Coach Knight does a great job with those guys. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the way he coaches them, and look forward for big things from both of them this year.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have an exceptional season, and it's really nice to have an athlete like Jalen Becerra back there at punter, and always do some tricks and some things that I'm sure will pull out of your sleeve. I'm not sure an onside kick.
I'm not sure I'll do anything crazy this year. You know.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that and leave it there because you never know what's going to happen. But Coach, we here at A to Z always appreciate your time, your commitment to these kids, and what you do. What is it that you're looking forward to the most this season?
You know, one of the things I'm looking forward to, I've got two kids that played up last year on the varsity. They were both backups, but I'm looking forward for them to see them excel this year. Really proud of them coming out of the scrimmage. We just have to build on that. We have to get better every week from a special team standpoint. We're going to have our issues at times. Kids being willing to be coachable, get it corrected, understand it's not personal if you get moved around, and move on.
I think that's great advice. That's something you use in life too. I don't know if people realize that, but we could go on and on. We visit a lot on the sidelines of soccer and football and talk about those things that sports teaches kids, and they don't realize that they're learning until they get out in life. That's one of your linebackers.
Well,
right?
he's knocking people over to get to his food.
He's hungry. All right. Well, Coach, we're going to let you go because I know you've had a long day, and we're going to look forward to seeing you on Thursday night for the game against Burnet.
Well, I appreciate you having me here tonight, and I'm excited for the season coming up. Thank you, Sonny.
All right. You're very welcome. We're going to put the mic down, and then we're going to bring some of these guys here. Ooh. The most talkative group that we've got. Jace, you going to come up? It's the linebacking crew. All right. Let me show you how this works. This is very technical. It's live, so don't say anything your mom would get onto you for.
Got it.
All right. Let's introduce yourself.
Dash. I'm Zach.
Dash knows how to talk into the microphone nice and close, because that's what we're going to need, right?
Yes, sir.
You have to kind of move when you're in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got to always ask the question, favorite flavor of ice cream? Do you eat ice cream?
No, I don't eat ice cream.
Favorite candy?
I don't eat candy.
Favorite food of all time?
Steak.
Steak.
Yeah.
Medium rare? Rare?
Medium rare.
Medium rare? All
Yeah.
right. What about you, Zach? Ice cream guy?
I just like it plain with vanilla. That's it. I'm fine with vanilla.
That was a real letdown, Zach. I always thought you would say like Rocky Road or Texas Two-Step or something. No?
No,
No,
just
just
vanilla.
vanilla.
Just plain vanilla.
Okay. Well, just let your actions speak on the field, right?
Yes,
Right,
sir.
Dash? What are you looking forward to the most this season, Dash?
Making tackles.
Making tackles?
Yep.
The sound of somebody when you hit them really hard and their mouthpiece goes flying and the spit goes flying, that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
right? Get you fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Man, a few words. Action on the field. Zach, what are you looking forward to the most? Another interception?
Yeah, that would be fun. I would definitely be looking forward to that.
Interception into a touchdown. Or you have your touchdown
I
dance
don't know
ready?
about that. I might get chased down a bit slow.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
But that would definitely be cool if I could return one again.
Yeah? All the way to touchdown? Then you have a touchdown dance ready to go?
No, I don't think I will.
Okay.
I think I'll go celebrate with the sideline better than that.
There you go. That's smart. That's smart. That flag come out. All right. If you could visit any place in the world, COVID doesn't exist. You get to go anywhere in the world. Where are you going to go?
Romania.
Where?
Romania. Rome.
Okay. That's the first time anybody said that. Why Romania?
Just the architecture.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Nice. All right, Zach. Anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Definitely going somewhere in Italy.
Italy.
Yes.
I can go with Italy too. COVID, I probably don't go there anytime soon, but nonetheless. All right. Dash, you ready to go? Tough questions.
Yeah.
I have to get out the math questions. Are you ready?
No.
Math is your strong suit?
No.
No? Come on, guys.
True.
All right. So you get to pick a color, Dash. Okay? And that'll tell me the answer or the question I get to ask you. You ready?
Yeah.
Pick a color. Red, yellow, green, orange, blue, or brown.
Yellow.
Yellow. What is the number one thing you would never want to taste again? Oh, these are the hard questions.
Yeah.
Eating
I usually
squid?
like everything. I eat
Everything?
everything.
Squid?
So, probably what's it called?
You seafood? yeah?
Oysters.
Oysters. Yeah, I'm there with you. All right, Zach. Red, orange, green, blue, or brown?
Let's go with red.
Red. If you won the lottery, what would you do with it?
Definitely buying a new car.
New car.
New car.
Buy mom and dad a house.
No,
No?
probably buy myself a new one.
Okay. Nothing for mom and dad. You could buy them a big house somewhere where they want to retire and just. No?
But I could also do that.
You could also do that, but you're too young to retire. You got to be a little
Save
work.
it for later.
There you go. I like that. All right, Dash, you ready? What's the one favorite thing that you did this summer?
Went to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
How many days?
A week.
A week. All right, back to the
Yeah.
homeland, right?
Mhm.
You see relatives?
A bunch. Yeah.
bunch.
Cousins.
Yeah.
All that.
Did you do some TikToks?
No.
No? You're
None
not
of
a
that.
TikTok guy, are you?
No.
No. That's your
No.
sister and your older brother, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, you ready? So we've asked you your favorite food, right? What's your favorite TV show? Do you have one? Do you watch TV? Probably study and film all the time, right?
I don't watch too much TV, so I don't really have a favorite show too much.
Think back when you were younger and you didn't have
I think that younger.
SpongeBob.
I was SpongeBob quite
Yeah,
a bit.
I
Yeah,
figured
would agree
SpongeBob
with
was
that
one
one.
of those-
SpongeBob was a good one.
One of those good ones. All right. Well, we have taken up all of our time for this segment, but we appreciate you guys joining us. And good luck against Burnett. We won't ask you a prediction of the score, but I'm going to have a prediction of tackles between the two of you. You guys are on the inside, right?
Yes,
Where all the
sir.
action happens. Okay? I've got a prediction of tackles. And there's a long history of good linebackers. Hagan and Clough, Heinrich and Hode, and now we have Lacombe and Adamas. Right? L.A.
Yeah.
We call it L.A.?
Combined? Or?
Yeah. How many think combined tackles? Oh. Yeah, they were up in the upper 90s, I think. Let's put it at 90. Let's set our goal at 90. We'll keep track.
90.
Okay, because we know you guys
Yes,
will be
sir.
here for the show, and we'll keep track of all that for you guys.
Yes,
Before
sir.
we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to? Mom and dad are the first ones. Girlfriend? Got a girlfriend?
No.
A good boy.
Mom and dad.
Zach?
Yeah, I'd give a shout out to my parents. Helped me get this far.
Okay. Anybody else?
Coach Man as well.
Coach Man gets the love. All right, Dash, any shout outs you have?
Coach Pels.
Coach
Hey,
Pels.
Coach Pels.
All right. Mom and dad.
Yeah, mom and dad, parents, sister.
Sister, brother. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Men of few words. So we're looking forward to the action on Thursday night against Burnett for Zach and Dash. So we appreciate them. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more Inside Raider Nation, and we'll have some more players, and we'll talk to Coach Mann about the upcoming game. And we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation here live from Sharks Burger here in the Cold Springs Shopping Center. Come on down and enjoy a burger here, or even the Shark Bites, chicken nuggets, I guess you would call them, right, Cody? Yeah. Cody, our executive producer. And I have the privilege here in this segment called the Senior Spotlight to talk to this young man. I'll let him introduce himself, so go ahead.
Anthony Hornsby.
Okay. Senior?
Yeah, I'm a senior at Rouse.
Okay. Senior in what position?
I play inside linebacker.
Inside linebacker, where the action happens.
Sir.
All right. Have you played on the offensive side? Little
Freshman and a little bit of sophomore year, I played running back.
Okay.
That was it.
Defense or offense? Which do you like better?
Defense, most definitely.
Defense. So you get to hit people?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How's it important for you to be on special teams this year?
It's really important. I know I don't really have a starting spot right now, so being able to play special teams is a great deal.
It's important, right? Kickoff, first play for the defense, put them in a good position, or even punt, get to flip the field,
Yes, sir.
right? Put the defense in a good position. All right, so now the tough question. Do you eat ice cream, first of all, before we ask you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Cookies and cream.
Cookies. I can go with that. All right. What's one thing that you did this summer? Most fun that you had this summer that you can say on TV?
Honestly, Not very much. Probably the best thing I did was go to strength and conditioning camp at Rouse.
Oh, that was the best
I didn't
thing.
really do a lot.
That's a good thing. That'll get you brownie points for sure. Coach Mann here just says that's your favorite thing you did this summer is lift weights. Yeah. So, all right. You ready? Tough questions.
Okay.
If you could go live in the beach or the mountains, where would you live?
Said the beach or the mountain?
Beach or the mountains?
Beach.
Beach.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could have dinner with 3 people, past or present,
Like anybody?
anybody, who would you have dinner with?
Kevin Hart,
Kevin Hart.
The Rock, because
Okay.
they're a good duo.
Good.
And that's a good one. Kevin Hart, The Rock, and
Figure you throw a girl in there like Margot Robbie.
yeah.
or,
See, I'm thinking about one right now.
Oh, yeah. Trying to come up with an answer.
Probably someone like Ariana Grande or something.
Okay. That's a pretty good duo there, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, because you're taller than him, probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You always got to get that in there, right?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of times when you're not. How is it being your size,
Mm-hmm.
right, in there with all those big offensive linemen trying to run at you?
It's not that bad. I just had to, because since I am smaller, they don't always notice me when I get all the way in the trenches and stuff like that. So it's not very hard to get past them all the time. So yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay, not that bad. Until you get pancaked and then one of them lands on top of you.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a little bit different story, isn't it?
Every now and then, Aiden Butler last year falling on me.
Yeah.
It wasn't very fun.
Yeah, I can imagine some of those big guys falling on you. It kind of questions if you really want to play football, right? At that
Just a little
split
bit.
second, like, why am I doing this? Because it kind of hurts. All right. So if you had $1 million, what's the first thing you do with that $1 million?
Put a lot of it away for college. And then probably do something for my parents.
Okay.
Buy them a car or house, something. Try to pay for something. And the rest just,
Spending spree.
yeah, spending.
Yeah, might as well spend it, right?
Shopping, I guess.
There you go. Would you take any of your teammates with you shopping? Mason, Jace, Nico?
You know, nah.
I might buy him a Coke or something, right?
Sorry about that. Nah.
He's like, oh, okay. All right. So speaking of college, you have plans for college next year?
Yeah, most definitely. Next year, it depends how football is going to work out for me, but I want to go to ACC for a little while. Then I'm going to try to get a business degree at some good college, good university that's out there. I have a lot of things in mind, but right now I'm trying to focus on football mainly.
There you go. Focus on football and academics.
Yes, sir.
Because if you don't pass, you don't play. That kind
Yes,
of
sir.
yeah. There's
Definitely
that.
high school academics. I have to get through that first.
Yeah, got to get through that first, and then worry about the football stuff, right?
Yeah.
As it comes along. All right. Have you tried the burgers here at Sharks Burgers?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
they're good. What's your favorite?
I usually get the shark burger.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to get a side of that shark sauce. It's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, Anthony, we appreciate your time. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Definitely my parents, all of my teammates, and Coach Pels and Coach Mann.
Coach Pell's getting a second shout out. He likes that. And Coach Mann. That's good. All right. Well, Anthony, we appreciate your time, and good luck in the game on Thursday against Burnett.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We appreciate it. We're going to bring Coach Mann up here. You can just hand him that mic. I think he knows. Make sure he's been enjoying some Sharks Bites and tater tots. QB1 might need to get some food.
Yeah, I was over there stuffing my face.
Bulk up a little
Calling
bit.
Yeah, have you ate?
RDA, you can eat again.
Not against the law. Eat as many times as you can there, honey.
He's out. All right, Coach.
Yes, sir.
We're going to
Let's
dive into a little bit more about the game coming up, right,
Yeah,
against
let's get
Burnett.
into
So you guys have played Burnett previously in the history of Rouse, I think. Nope.
This
not.
will be a first.
This
This is a first. Yeah.
So without knowing them, and you know they have a tradition, and they're well coached, and they have athletes, and you know some of those country boys, as you would call them. So you experienced that in West Texas. What do they present to you from an offensive standpoint that concerns you defensively?
Offensively, They're really pretty big up front. I love their left tackle. I think he's probably the best one they have up front. Really plays well, got a high motor. They're efficient at what they do, efficient on how they block. You can tell that Coach Wood's new to the Vernon area, but has had a lot of success at Shallow Water and things that they've done there. And so you can see him each week. We got to go watch them live the first week, and then obviously got the film from last week. And how much they improved from week 1 to week 2 was pretty outstanding. And so I really like they got 2 really nice. They got a receiver that only played the first and second week, number 8, did a lot of good things. He got the ball in space. He took it to the house a couple of times to get some quality opponents. And then they had a new number 5 who was out the first week that was back this week. I thought he was real rangy. He looked good as well. Running back reminds me a little bit of Drew. Not the biggest in stature, but runs hard, runs fast, gets downhill. The quarterback is deceptive. I mean, he really runs pretty well. He does some good things. They run a little zone read with him. They execute draw really well, do a great job with their draws. They're probably more heavy, I would say, towards the run. They do want to throw it. I think they're developing their game still, so I think they may have been holding a couple things back that they didn't want to show yet.
So on a draw, defensively thinking, walking somebody through that, what's the one thing that your defense has to do, or any defense, not just your defense, but kind of coach us up a little bit, talk about the draw play and how that is so dangerous at times, but can also be something that the defense can kind of just tee off on.
Well, and it's some of the beauty of us being in a 3-4 because we're going to take those inside gaps of lane as we rush. We usually are we're inside leverage. We want to force the passer to go to the sidelines out to space where we have our other outside backers and stuff. But also when we drop, we have a high hat, low hat on our drop. So one of our linebackers, the Michael Will, is going to drop to the high hole, and the other one's going to stay low, check before he gets out. So it kind of gives us an additional inspire. The other thing you can do if you can anticipate and get it right is, you can blitz into it and definitely take the draw away. But they, like I said, they're not just a third down and long, run draw, see what they can get. They ran it on second down. They snicked it on first down. We even saw them running on the goal line. Wasn't as efficient on the goal line, but they really believe in it. And the quarterback does a great job setting, and he's not he's not short, but he's not super tall, so he kind of gets behind some of those linemen. It can be hard to see. So you got to be in your lanes, and now you just got to go tackle. Biggest thing is you got to tackle in space. You're going to get a guy or two to him before he probably gets to the first down, but you got to tackle and get him on the ground to force the 3 down.
And I think that's an emphasis on the defensive side. I know you'd agree last season, a lot of tackles in open space at critical times, or it could have been big plays. I think that's the biggest key. Into week 1, you kind of had one scrimmage, and you're like, okay, now we go live, we get to keep score, and everybody's going to show up, and it's going to count against your record, and so everybody kind of gets on edge a little bit. But I think that's one of the defensive keys is tackling well. But running to the football has never been a problem with the Rouse defense.
No. And
I think
we saw that in the scrimmage. If we have to coach effort and hustle, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Those are 2 things we should never have to coach. You should come to practice with that, and our defensive coaches demanded that we open up every day with either some type of bag drill, some type of pursuit drill, some type of fumble recovery drill, and it's supposed to be intense inside. And if it's not, Coach A's getting them hot, and you're redoing it again, and here we go till we get that pursuit going. So, been real proud of the way we tack and get to the ball, because you can be outnumbered, you can be outsized, but when all 11 guys got that path down and they're running to support each other, great things happen.
And so now let's switch gears and go to the offensive side, because I think that's one of the things that everybody knows about. You're not going to sneak up on anybody this year.
Right.
And the offense is going to have a lot of expectations to score a lot of points with all the weapons that they have. What is the one thing that defense for Burnett can pose a problem for that may disrupt that offense and getting into some sort of rhythm?
Well, usually week 1, it's the unknown. Are they going to, some people are going to be pretty vanilla in the scrimmage and won't blitz, won't move around. We've seen them throw a couple different fronts out there, so just being able to identify and know what front they're in as we're executing, because you could easily turn somebody loose that you weren't want to. I think for us, it's going to start up front. I mean, we know we're shuffling some offensive linemen right now, and we got some new starters in there, and so how those guys start the game will be critical for us. It'll be interesting to see how they play us. I mean, because that's kind of the hard part for us. Or, we get some teams that are going to come up, try to press us, to take the RPOs away and challenge us to throw the ball down the field. Great, pack the box. Some are going to bail out, play a lot of zone, over the top coverage. say run the ball if you can beat us. And so we got to figure out what their plan of attack is and then make the adjustments that we need to. But, you know, if we can get the ball in space to some of our guys, as we saw the other night, we can have one or two guys blocked. Those guys are going to make the next 2 or 3 misses. So you got to come. When we talked about pursuit and tackle, we got to do that, which is something Burnett does really well. Yeah. So they're not just going to lay down. They run to the ball extremely well. I did notice that in the scrimmage. I like how they don't miss a lot. When they have an angle, they didn't miss a lot of tackles. So, you know, we've got to really do a great job. Our receivers have to block well in the perimeter. Biggest thing offensively is not care about who gets the credit. It doesn't matter week to week. You know, some weeks Jalen's going to have a huge game. Some weeks it's going to be Troy. Some weeks it's going to be the running backs. Some weeks Mason's going to break records. And some weeks it's going to be the tight ends. And it's what is there that we have to take. Everybody's going to get their touches, but we're going to have to force and make that defense adjust. And once they make those adjustments, we can counter them. And that's what I'm excited about. I mean, we got enough weapons going in. We're probably more hindered on offense than defense right now. We're probably a little more banged up. So it'll be a challenge, but it's a welcome challenge. Let's go do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost from a media standpoint, pick your poison. Yeah. And we've talked about this before. Shut down Jalen. You got Troy to worry about. Well, then you shut down those two. And then you got Corey to worry about and a host of receivers in that receiving core for Coach Elrod and Coach Lambert. But then in the backfield, you got a good stable of running backs back there. Marcus Waldman, Calvin Daniels, and Justin Cannon, EJ coming back from injury. Mm-hmm. So it's just – what are you going to do? But I think the battle has to be won up front. And we saw the battle with those big O-line and D-line guys from Westwood, and they stood their ground. And it was, I think, technique, but also you see the benefit of being in that weight room for some of those guys.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, I was proud of the way our offensive linemen really grew this summer. I mean, we put a lot of emphasis on the posterior chain and getting the squats, developing that backside, you know. We not may win a bench contest out there, but we can get on that squat rack and battle with them, and especially up front, I think that's really important with our O-line. And the way they rotated around, I mean, we were throwing some guys a guard that had to go from tackle to, and we got a lot of experience up front now. It's just gelling. We can't. Where we have to do is have our eyes up. I think they're gonna be pretty aggressive. I think they're gonna come after us and try to see if they can't get to number 11. Because if you can get to him, then you might change what we do, but. We've done a real good job. I was proud of their effort this morning. We've just got to continue that through the rest of the week and get to Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, and when you got Coach Hayhurst and Coach Noble, I mean, that's not a bad combination.
Unbelievable. We're spoiled rotten with those two.
Yeah, those two are great coaches, and get that line sorted out because that's where the battle's won and lost in the trenches. You establish that, the game is pretty much in your hand. You just got to control the variables, which is all those adjustments that you guys have to make, not only during first and second quarter, but then at halftime.
Yeah.
And then come out and try to execute. That's the biggest thing, and we'll talk to you before the game, but being around you as long as I have, I know it's not too high, not too low. It's execution. It's the small things that will make a big difference as the season goes on for your guys.
Yeah, it's play to play, down to down. You can't celebrate too much what you just did because it's a humbling game, and it's got a sense of coming back at you if you don't respect it, so.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're coming up. We have a special guest we're going to bring up to talk to us here on Inside Raider Nation, and then we'll wrap up with Coach Mann's final thoughts and some upcoming events for a lot of the Raiders and what's going on at Rouse. It's now time. It's go time. So we will be back with more Inside Raider Nation right after this. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation live from Sharksburger. We have a special guest joining us. He coaches at Indoor Sport.
I don't know about special.
Special, well, yeah, special in a lot of ways. We'll just leave it at that. But joining me now as head coach of the Rouse Raiders volleyball team is Coach Jacob Thompson.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for getting that schedule out. I'm sure that was easy to do, right? Snap of a finger.
There's only been a couple of changes since the initial seating came out.
Yeah, and we're talking about what you can see right here in front of us, Volleypalooza.
Volleypalooza.
We didn't get to have it last year, and it is on this year.
It's on this year.
68
teams.
teams.
And we can honestly say from across the country
Yes.
this year. Not just the state, but we can say across the country because we have a team coming from California this year.
California Mater Dei is coming in from California to play, and they will actually be playing in a match on Wednesday at 5:30 against Flower Mound, so that should be a very, very good matchup.
Who's one of the top teams in Texas in 6A.
So that'll be at 5:30 at Rouse, and then Thursday it starts.
Thursday morning, first matches all start at 11 o'clock all around Round Rock and Leander ISD.
I mean, you talk about everywhere. 68 teams, just do the math and try to figure out where you're going to fit all of those. That's what Coach Thompson and his staff have been doing for Volleypalooza. But such a great event and so many good teams, good volleyball happening. But let's talk about the volleyball season up to this point because you guys are now getting some games in.
We are 18 matches into the season right now.
18.
We are 2 weeks in, and we've played 18 matches.
Last year, that was almost, we were done with the season at 18.
We were 3/4 of the way through
Yeah.
because we finished with 26 matches, I believe 27 matches.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were pretty much done.
You'll have 24-ish, 25 by the time
Should be 29, 28.
28, 29.
Should be 28 because we
by the-
probably plan is to get 10 matches this week, if not 9 for sure, because
Wow.
we've got a match tomorrow night at Vandegrift, and then we've got at least
Volleypalooza.
8 that are guaranteed in Volleypalooza.
So let's talk about it because it's all over the media. If you guys don't know, the five-time district champion Rouse Raiders volleyball team going for number 6. How hard is that? Maybe have you talked to Coach Lincoln Riley at OU? Because I think OU won 6 Big 12 championships, so it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
That bullseye continues to grow, though.
It gets bigger and bigger, and you return a lot of young players. They say young, but they've played. Kayla's been a starter. Carly, Bree, Jaden, right? Those are young players. Megan Schultz is on that starting rotation. She's really one of the only seniors, right? And so you have still some of that nucleus, and you have some good young players coming up that are filling some roles. What's the most difficult thing that you're facing now with this team, aside from injuries? What's the most difficult thing?
Aside from injuries, because that's the biggest thing is always to stay healthy. I think the biggest thing is, we are young. We're experienced but young.
Yeah.
So, we're playing 17, 18-year-old girls on the other side of the net. So 14 and 15-year-olds on our side of the net. It stands out at times. I'm pleased with the way that we've started the season. 2 weeks in, we've had some moments where we look brilliant, and we've had some moments where we look young.
Yeah.
But it's been a great start of the first 2 weeks, and it's been a competitive 2 weeks.
Which is only going to help you as you get into Volleypalooza, then get into district play, because the district is going to be tough.
District's tough. I mean, we load August. August is loaded with top-notch teams from around the state. I mean, we drove up to Dallas a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Played Frisco Reedy, who was a regional tournament team. We played Aledo, Amarillo, South Lake Carroll. And, we started off with Drip and Westwood, and then we go up to Waco Midway, and then we come back and we spend the weekend in New Braunfels playing O'Connor and New Braunfels and our Canyon and Lake Travis and Round Rock twice, Antonian. It's tough, but it makes us prepared for when we get to district. At the end of the day, I continue to tell the girls that August doesn't really matter. It does if you're looking at a record.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, the record doesn't count unless you're in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Because that's the only time they actually look at a record, unless you're wanting to get ranked. And we've all agreed, and, rankings are just a number to get people to talk about it, and we don't talk about rankings in the gym.
Right.
We kind of stay clear of that because that's just a giant target.
But at A to Z, we talk about rankings because you're ranked number 4. So we can talk about it, but that, like you said, it doesn't matter when you get in the gym because, and I think we talk about the football team as well, ranked number 9 in the state. It doesn't really matter until the end, right? Because you start there, but it's really about where you finish. And that's the biggest struggle, I think, is because now it's going to be a longer season. And a lot of them play club volleyball, and so they know what a long stretch is. But again, I think the biggest thing is the chemistry with those girls, which I know they're a tight group of girls, but then becomes the injuries, and then who gets the credit, who gets the limelight. It always happens with success, right?
Right, and it's hard to stay up there.
Yeah.
You know, it's very difficult to stay up there, and I think anyone would say that. It's tough because the expectations are there, so you're going to continue to grind, and it gets frustrating at times if there's a struggle. Yeah. I believe that, pitchers go on a pitch count. We go on some jump counts and some swing counts at times as well, just to minimize some stuff. Wednesdays are typically a lighter day for us. We'll go hard on Monday. We'll go light on Wednesday. We'll go a little bit harder on Thursday. We'll go hard in the weight room on a Wednesday. But as far as, jumps are concerned and big-time swings, we necessarily kind of back off, especially in August. That's first 3 weeks. By the time we're done with August, we've played 30 matches. Cool. That's something that we got to keep an eye on as coaches, is just making sure that you're not overdoing it.
Yeah.
And then we get into, after this weekend, we'll get into a Tuesday, Friday grind, and that's where we can kind of continue to rev up during that time. But right now, you get basically one practice a week. You get a quality work on Wednesday. That's, after Wednesday we come back from Vandegrift, it'll be a quality practice. But then, we're Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we're play a match, and it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, it starts to become routine.
Correct.
After a while. How many years is this coaching this year for you?
So 21st.
21st year.
This is the start of my 21st year. And of course, Coach Mann and I have been at Rouse since the day we opened it.
Yeah,
that's 14. That's 14 here.
14. And you got the 500 wins last season. I know you don't like to talk about all that stuff because it's about the team. I know how you are. But that's a big milestone, big accomplishment. And, coming into this year, it's like, are you still crossing those fingers and hoping all this mask and stuff stays away?
We talk about it. We talked about it the last couple of days, just the girls and I. It's continue to make some good choices so that you're not having to miss out on anything this season.
Yeah.
It's going to be a special couple of years, and you don't want to miss out on anything right now.
Yeah,
But I think until anything slows down a little bit, I think we're all crossing our fingers as a coach and as an athlete right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, that's the thing about being inside. I mean, it's a little bit more. We're outside still. I don't know why, but got to wear a mask when we're outside. Whatever it takes, as long as we get to see them play.
As long as we can play, as long as we can continue to do what we're doing, I'm good with it.
I think, yeah. I mean, if you have to wear a funny hat and a sweater.
A sweater vest,
Sweater vest and a mask, I think we'll do it. Coach Mann said he would wear a sweater vest.
He's wearing one Thursday night.
Yes, against Burnett. Got a maroon.
He's got a black one on Thursday night.
Oh, black one.
Mm-hmm. All the coaching staff's got the vest on.
Courtesy.
That's December, right?
Maybe.
We'll wear those in December.
I'm sure he'll do a lot. He gets to December, he'll do a lot. We sing and dance. I don't know. Who knows with Coach Mann. We're going to bring him back up. But Coach Thompson, we appreciate you joining us. And Volleypalooza coming up on Thursday tomorrow night with Vandegrift.
Did you see the logo?
I did see that logo.
That's pretty good.
That's
good
not
work.
Bad. That's not bad work.
That's not bad work.
Not bad work.
Not bad work for a guy.
I don't know. Other side's pretty cool, too.
Other side's good, too. We appreciate Adrenaline on that as well.
Yeah.
Chris Benice.
There you go. That's the one plug we got. We got him in.
I'm going to let the big guy come in.
Big guys. Big dog's coming back. Coach Thompson, we appreciate it. Good luck. And we will see you at Volleypalooza. Joining us back to wrap up the show, Coach Mann. All right, Coach Mann, we're going to wrap things up here tonight. This is game week, sub-varsity as well. I believe Cody has those two graphics. They get to start on Wednesday, so they're really starting the season.
Yeah.
And sub-varsity JV.
48 hours.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
48 hours away, and JV will be at Burnett at 5 o'clock, and then the freshmen will be at Rouse starting at 5 o'clock, hottest part of the day, so make sure you come with umbrella. Concession stand will be going,
yes.
I believe, and
yes.
they'll have plenty of cold drinks. So come out and support those young teams, and looking forward to Thursday night at Bible.
Thursday night at Babel. Yeah, we'll wrap it up this week. Super. I thought it was good finally to see our JV in action. You know, freshmen had the scrimmage before that, so they've gotten 2 in. JV's got 1, so we're having to mix and match the little things again. Our depth is growing. We're getting more guys wanting to come out and play with the success we've had over the last year, but it's still not quite where I want it to be. And I think we're kind of trending in the right direction, so we're excited about that. And really we're going to play kind of a flex JV team. We're going to bring a few freshmen up from the freshman level up, and then that'll allow us to play a freshman team. So we're going to have 2 sub-varsity teams this year. Right at this moment, we all know that fluctuates and changes depending on varsity injuries and stuff like that. But trying to get where we can get the most guys on the field and play and put a great team together so they can have a great experience and experience success, because that's big in this game. You want to win, you want to be successful, and then winning on the sub-varsity level is just as important to me as winning on Friday and Thursday nights, because that means our program's growing. We've been able to do that the last 2 years with our freshman program being back-to-back district champions and pretty much going undefeated through that run in those 2 groups. And now it's this new generation's turn, this new freshman class turn to pick that mantle up, along with we got some great JV depth on defense. We're developing our depth on JV offense. It's getting better. And so it's going to be interesting to see. And I think we're going to have 2 really competitive teams. I think we're going to have a lot of good things to talk about next week on our sub-varsities.
Yeah, we'll get to throw those up there. And one of the things that we I don't think we mentioned yet, Coach, is our Players of the Week.
Absolutely.
So let
Better
me
do that.
Yeah,
You're in trouble.
Let me find that here. As should have had that pulled up already. My fault, Coach. It's week 1.
It is week 1. We got to we're getting our bugs out too,
Yeah,
right?
We're all getting our bugs out, and I didn't have a scrimmage. Well, I guess we had the show 1, but does that really count? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was our dress rehearsal.
Dress rehearsal.
It's like preseason NFL. You watch it for a couple minutes and you're like,
yeah.
I'm gonna find something else.
Believe me, that's what's happened watching the Cowgirls play. Sorry. So we'll go Teacher of the Week for the Westwood game was Christina. Miss Gaddy.
Mm-hmm.
And then our Sports Med Trainer of the Week was
Aiden Wilson.
Aiden
Is that
Wilson.
correct?
Well, he's doing it off of memory. All right. And Varsity Overall Player of the Week.
Was it Troy?
He was offense. And
He was
Kyle,
offense.
Kyle
okay.
Tisdale.
Kyle Tisdale, that's right. Kyle jumped in at D-line, did a great job, and then he ended up getting some guard snaps. So that we were blessed with that.
And Jacob DeLeon, Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
He had a great game. And then our scout team, which people don't realize how important that is. So important. And the Rocket.
Yeah, Kellen Rogers.
Keller Rogers got that. For JV offense or overall was
JV was Houston.
Aiden
Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then offense, Jayton.
Jayton, yeah.
There you go.
Jayton McClellan.
And then I have a hard time, and I almost typed it wrong on the graphic. Defensive JV Player of the Week, Preston Welton.
Yeah.
I put on there Austin.
Yes, you put Austin.
I really had to erase it. And then the Freshman Player of the Week, Carter May.
Carter May, quarterback.
Overall,
yeah.
Offense.
You're going to have to help me on that
David
one.
Moon.
Yeah, Moon, running back.
Running back. And then big Braden Eberwine.
Eberwine. Yeah, D-line.
D-line.
Yeah.
Yeah, big game. He's a big kid.
Yeah.
These big guys in here.
Yeah, those guys
Freshmen.
get after. Yeah, we may make history on Thursday night with the freshmen too. So I'm not going to give too much away yet.
We'll talk
Let him
about
earn
that.
it first, but you may see the first ever freshman on varsity Thursday night. We'll see.
Okay, well, that'll be
Not
interesting.
going to let that out of the bag yet. We'll see.
Okay, we'll talk about that on Monday's show for sure. But, Coach, before we let you go, anything upcoming that's going on at Rouse this week besides Volleypalooza?
Volleypalooza, which that's going to take up a lot of time. Obviously, game. We got a pep rally on Thursday as well. And then we're going to get out and scout Weiss and then, get some recovery in this week. I want to shout out to our booster club. I mean, really getting out there. They're hustling so hard, working to give us all these great things. You see the new backdrop that's here now, and you come in our building, we're really getting some things graphic-wise and stuff up on our building transformation because we got to look good, play good, feel good. So we're making some strides in facility growth there. So I'm really excited about all that. Cross country's rolling, swim's getting close to getting to their first meet. So there's a lot of other events that are going to start going. Tennis is out there working, and it's fun to see all of our programs back on campus, kids back on campus. There's a lot of exciting things happening there. So real excited with that. So overall, we're just ready to go. I think, we want to get this game in, and, especially being at home first week is such a challenge, and you don't understand how much the Booster Club has to do when you got a first week home game at Bible. I mean, getting concession stands stocked, making sure they're clean. Okay, did we get this issue? Game day meals, are we picking those up, dropping those off, and all those things. So I can't thank those parents enough that volunteer their time, give up, and do all those things to make sure that when everybody stands, go get something from the concession stand and enjoy the game. We're excited. We made some growth. This year we're doing an online program, so you're going to be able to go on the website, see the rosters, all those things. So, just doing the things, working a little smarter that we learned from last year and carried some of those good practices over, but then still growing. So excited all that, and just, excited for Raider Nation to get started and come out, be loud. Let's pack Bible, be there, be loud, support these guys, cheer them on. Biggest, I guess, thing is be a fan at the game. Don't be a coach. Really, they need their support. They want to hear how great they're doing, and there's going to be so many good moments, and there'll be some tough moments, but that's the game. And so just be there, be loud, and have fun, and cheer these guys on, and let's make it a home field environment. Let's pack Bible and make it our house. Whose house? Rouse house.
Yeah,
Let's
Rouse
go.
House, absolutely. We also want to mention again the online auction goes till August 29th.
Yeah.
Which, if you look at the calendar, is a few days away. I don't know where it's going, but I'm sure they would appreciate you going there and looking at the online auction items. Some great items there to bid on, and all that benefits the Rouse Raider football program. So go on and support them as well. And
I do have a little final shout out to, as I forgot, but our captains, our 2021 captains, it's kind of a big thing.
It's kind of a big thing. I think Cody's got the graphic up there.
There they are. Ooh,
There
that's
they
a good
are.
looking graphic, by the way. That looked
Man,
awesome.
that looks good.
That looks
is
good.
Jacob DeLeon, Ben Armstrong, Mason Shore, and E.J. Moore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you could. There's a lot of kids that you could put on there to represent
Yeah,
your team.
there was three or four more that were. I mean, it wasn't. We just approve. Were they in good standing? And you have to be on varsity, not varsity. You have to be in good standing on the program in the last 2 years to be able to do it. So, that way you've been at least. You can't be brand new and just, get on that list. So it's tough to get even on that list. And then we, like I said, we had about 6 or 7 that received a lot of votes. But there was a clear break when it came to those 4. And Ben was close to doing what Kane Adamas did, and I believe Lane Bresnahan did a couple years ago, where they was anonymous.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. Thank you. Where they received all the votes. Ben was real close. He was in the mid to high 40s, almost 50s in votes.
Yeah.
So that was amazing to see that, and his leadership definitely come through. And then Jacob being the rock that he is, I love that. He represented it. EJ returning as a captain from last year, thought that was probably going to be in there. And then Mason, I don't think Mason's missed a workout a day. I don't think he's been late ever. Maybe a little late. I'll tell you about that. I can think of one day this year he might have been a little, like a hair, maybe like getting picky late. But and he's obviously deserved the accolades he gets. But he's passionate. He leads in the right way. He's sometimes too hard on himself. I'd like to see him relax a little bit on himself, not put so much on his shoulders. But I'd rather have to pull some off than definitely put some on.
Yeah, we saw a little offensive line extracurricular activity. It's easier to pull them back than it is to coach that and try to get them to be mean. You kind of want to back them up a little bit if you have to in the moment. So definitely well-deserved by these 4, and a great representation of Rouse Raider football for sure. So, guys, we're going to wrap things up for the A to Z Sports Media team, for Cody Franks, the producer, executive producer. I got to put that in there. It's in his contract.
Don't, man.
Every year. And everybody at A to Z, for Coach Mann, for myself, Sonny Zepeda, voice of the Raiders, saying good night and God bless until next time.
Go Raiders.